I saved his life in '99, just before my marriage, because he was drowning in the ocean. And lo and behold, he's extended my life now in 2019 with a kidney.
That's incredible, God. That gives new meaning to the idea of a best mate. Here's an organ. I happen to have another one, and I technically only need one, but I'm going to give this to you. That's incredible. You saved his life. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, the reason I saved his life is because he was one of my groomsmen in my wedding party, and I couldn't really find another with its short notice. Like, how do you find another groomsman in 2 days? So I thought, hey, we were basically about a K offshore, and he said, I can't get back. I can't swim. I'm gone. And I'm like, no, you're not. Like, we'll get you back. So, I basically brought him back. So whether he would have drowned or not, I don't know, but he was telling me that he was in a lot of trouble. So, I'm not the muscliest guy, but I sort of summoned all my courage to get him back to shore. And, he was a groomsman in my wedding party, and the rest is history.
Wow. Well, if you can ride 300 miles on a bike per week, I think you're above average. So, and if you're still riding now, very impressive. So kudos to you. That's an amazing story. Very inspirational. Love that. Talk to me about Build, Live, Give.
Yeah, so Build, Live, Give came out of my journey. So obviously I left because of my health that we've talked about, and I really struggled to build my own business. I wanted to run a business from a hospital bed. That was sort of my journey. So I wanted to have something that was location independent. It was basically fitted my lifestyle. And for 5 years I really struggled. I got if having a successful business is like being on a major highway or a freeway. What do you call them over there? Highways?
Highways, freeways.
Okay.
Where I live, bumper to bumper traffic. In Las Vegas.
Yeah. Well, let's just hypothesize that you might be doing, 80 mile an hour, or that's what you want to keep doing. But I just got off on so many detours. They were dead ends. They sent me back the wrong way. I just did so many things that weren't right. And going through that journey, and I got a really good mentor in around 2016. I completely changed my business model, because by then my health was getting, a lot more closer to kidney failure. And I just came up with 5 things that I wish I had have done. And that's now become the centerpiece of what I do. So the first one is personal effectiveness, because if you run your own business, time is the most critical thing. So how do you do that? The next is picking your ideal client and making sure that is right. The third is your business model, and where possible, get a subscription-based business model, so you're not constantly churning and burning. The fourth is around sales focus. So if you're not the front and selling your business, if you don't have an offer that converts, you won't be successful. And the last one is a high-performing team. So you can, once you've built up all this demand, you're not a slave to your business, and you actually run a business, not a job. So those 5 things, we have a methodology, and now I teach people to do that so they can then live, which is, work 30, 40 hours, spend time with kids, travel, do all the things that you probably weren't able to do in corporate. So really do that, and then also give back. So, I've got a couple of charities that I contribute to, but that's the whole premise around Build, Live, Give. You only have a business to fund that great lifestyle, and then when you're so successful and you've got a great lifestyle, you give back to others.
That's incredible. I'm just going down this list here, and so personal effectiveness, I want to understand that a little bit. Ideal client, that makes sense to me. Business model, okay. Sales focused, 100%. Well, unless you're in parts of Silicon Valley. And then high performing team, 100%. So talk to me about, let's just kind of go through this. I want to understand this model. Very selfishly, I want to extract some of your intelligence here so I can make sure that our pencil is sharpened. Each and every one of these, we've gone on a journey, and we've invested a lot of time, a lot of money, made a lot of mistakes, but I totally understand how these are extremely important. I'm really glad that you have a framework here.
Sure. So, look, personal effectiveness, like I said, it's about time. And really there's 2 key things that come out of this, or I'll say three. There is a mindset piece, and whether that's whatever works for you, whether that's meditation. For me, I meditate every day. I have my 24-minute nap after my lunch every day. I have certain things that get my mindset right, and I'm also surrounded by great people in the community. Then it's what technology you're using. So Dubb is a great example of that. Why take so long to, type out an email, which, I might use the delete or backspace 1,000 times when I can just quickly pick up my phone and just do a video to somebody and press send. So there's brilliant technology out there that can really save you time. So you're a great example of that. We use Voxer for voice messaging, Zoom, which we're on for video conferencing. The list goes on. But I think there's so many brilliant tools out there that people aren't tapping into to make their time more effective. And then the third one is, a VA. So I've got a simple rule that, yes, you need a computer. Yes, you need a phone. And the third thing is you need a virtual assistant. I think if you don't have a virtual assistant as a solopreneur, you're leaving money on the table. And, that's essential. I ran a VA company for 5 years out of the Philippines, and I've still got a team of 7, and I've got people based in South America. I've got people based in the Philippines. So I get support 24/7. And when you're sitting in a hospital bed, post-kidney transplant, and actually before that I was on dialysis for 3 days a week for 4.5 hours, just to have the ability to have a thought and just talking to your phone and get someone to do that is absolutely amazing. That's why my business didn't miss a beat at all while I was in hospital, because I had that support, which is around the VAs. So they're the 3 critical elements under personal effectiveness.
Awesome. I have a virtual assistant, and it's been a tremendous experience. I actually have 2. It's actually, and they're sort of assistants to the key team members here at Dubb. So they kind of function on a team basis. And we sort of collaborate. We use Asana project management tool, so we can sort of assign tasks and then collaborate. We also use Zoom for our meetings, conferences. It's been very effective. Husband-wife team, big shout out to Ina and Bono in the Philippines, actually. Ina is a tremendous content creator. She's actually a great writer and a great communicator, extremely organized, keeps our content calendar, does a lot of posts for us, a lot of outreach, press, speaking ops, a lot of pitching. So that's tremendous. And then Bono, who is a graphic designer, video editor, he sort of works with Shannon and myself. He cuts a lot of videos, does a lot of Photoshop work. And that's just been a real time saver for us. And it's also a lot of fun because it's kind of dynamic. Here we are working with people across the globe, and they work their own hours and we work ours. We have tech that connects us. And, we don't need to deal with all the nuances of the water cooler and the stress and the, parking and the traffic, all that. So, it's definitely, it gives us happiness, so.
And it's bettering their life, part of the give thing is that these people get to work, everyone, you're lucky where you're born, right? And they did nothing except to be born in a country that, sometimes has got more struggles than the one I'm lucky enough to live in. But they're great people, and they get the chance to work with entrepreneurs, but they get the chance to be home with their family. So, Manila traffic, and you're probably aware of it, it can take you 3 hours one way. So 6 hours a day of commuting. So people are getting up 3 a.m, to be at their job. It's just an enormous impact. And then that impacts the family. Whereas, my VA team get to work from home. They can work the hours that they want. It's liberating for them. They get to support their family with a good income, and it just works for everyone. So I'm a huge proponent of it. And the Coke company used to always rely on experts around the world to run their business. And I've just taken that ethos and applied it to our business, which is, more of a solopreneur business. A solopreneur where you're, yes, the key person, but you've got brilliant support like a VA.
So tell me about your focus. But actually, before we do that, we should probably kind of punch through this list because I think there's a lot of gold in here. So personal effectiveness, maybe you can just kind of punch through this list. Quick recap: personal effectiveness, ideal client, business model, sales focus, high performing team.
Yeah, so ideal client is
With Dubb, you can easily send your business videos from Gmail, LinkedIn, CRMs, and so many more places. But You don't have to take my word for it.
Absolutely perfect.
Screen records, landing pages that can really help businesses to grow.